Hey everybody, I'm Brennan from Carfleet, and this is my 2010 Dodge Ram 1500 that I've built to go off-roading. So I'm going to show you guys around all the mods that it has. Starting up front, we have this off-road bumper that I was able to find locally. I didn't make it, but it was custom made for the 4th gen Rams, and I got a really good deal on it. It was like $160 or something, super cheap, like the metal's worth way more. So I bolted it up and it turned out awesome. Tons of clearance for the wheels when you go off-roading. It's also like super thick and durable, so you can run into anything. You can run into Jeeps and stuff when you push them out, all that good stuff. And then attached to it, just some red shackles here. Again, pull out some Jeeps. And then on the bumper, these are just like Amazon pod lights that I've had for like 4 or 5 years that they just don't stop working. They've been going forever. Moving back here, eBay grill was like $80 back in the day. And it's just like an EAG grill. Looks really good, actually. I really like the look of that. Really changes the front of the truck for the Rams. These are just stock headlights painted black. I just put them in the oven, baked them up, and then painted the inside. They look pretty good, and they look super aggressive as well. It really changes the front. All that stuff just makes this truck look really good. Moving on to the suspension. I kind of recently just put in Bilstein 5100s all around, and they are amazing. From stock to them is just like a huge difference. It's a game changer off-road. You get more flex. It's way better at keeping you grounded and not sending you in the air like the stock ones do when you hit potholes. So I'm really glad about that mod. That's a really good one. And then we also have upper control arms from Mevotech, the heavy duty ones, and then Mevotech heavy duty tie rods. They're just something for me, so peace of mind, so I don't snap any control arms. I don't think they would, but these ones are thicker and they have a better ball joint, so it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're pushing it hard, you can at least rely on them to not break a little bit more than stock. So from there, CV axles, they've been replaced multiple times. I do have track motive heavy duty ones. Currently missing one right now because it snapped. We're gonna have to deal with that another time, but those are also aftermarket. And this right here is like the biggest game changer for the Ram especially. These are 37s on R17s, and they make off-roading way better. I had 33s before, and it's just really hard with these trucks being so long, so these really help give you that advantage off-road where you can kind of lift your body up a bit and get over some humps. You still might get high-centered, but that's how it is with the full size. So these are awesome. They're Nexen Rodian MTs. They're like knockoff tires, but they've been amazing. I haven't had a single issue with them so far. I made this stuff. This is all like custom. I kind of just like went for it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. It was kind of this idea. Went through some trial and error stuff, but it came out pretty good. It's just a piece of pipe here bent to kind of match the shape, and then it's welded straight to the body. And then I also got some fenders and chopped them to kind of make an arch still, so it's not a square. And then it came out really good. This is for like when you're rubbing up on stuff. I had nothing here before. I'd rub up on a hill or something, or on a tree, and it would just dummy the fender. Then you couldn't open your door, so I just decided to make some armor. Really unique piece. You will probably never see this on a Ram. This is like one of one. So that's pretty cool. Got some Hemi badges. Obviously need those to show off the Hemi. If you got a Hemi, you need the badge. If you don't, then you're not cool. And then down here, my rocker panel is completely rusted out. So I welded in a piece of flat bar, and then also made sliders. They just four supports from the frame. Yeah, 4 supports from the frame, straight up welded to it. And they've been staying on the truck, so I'm assuming they're gonna work. I haven't really got a good chance to test them yet, but they've been on here for like a year now, so they've been doing good on the trips I've been on. But I'm excited to really test them out and use them properly. And then Carfleet logo. It's a must. Yeah, moving back, we got the visors. There's just like a bunch of stuff on this truck. These were here when I got it, but they're actually awesome. Like you can open your window in the rain and you won't get rained on. This light bar was from, I had it on a Ranger, had it on a Chevy. I've had it like for 5 years. My buddy got it for me. Buddy Dawson got it for me with some of the pod lights for like 5 years ago. I've had it on every truck I've had. Still works. I got this cover made, put a Carfleet sticker on it just so I don't get in trouble. But it's awesome. I don't use it that much, honestly. I usually just keep it covered and use the front 4 because they're very bright, and then my high beams as well. but it's good to have and it looks really good with the truck. Okay guys, as far as the engine bay goes, it's nothing crazy. Just a short ram intake. Basically sits in the stock location. It's definitely better. It gives it a louder tone. You can definitely notice it's a way back video I have, but you can hear it from your driver's seat. You can hear your engine humming louder, and it obviously sucks in the air better. So that's a good one too. Maybe increased horsepower by like 5 or something, nothing crazy. But I just painted the valve cover, the plastic valve cover red, done tons of maintenance to it, spark plugs, pulleys, rads, a bunch of stuff to it. But this truck is very loyal, so I honestly, because it comes with so much power, I haven't done too much to the engine. I feel like I didn't really need to. But I also have no muffler, no resonator, and a side exit exhaust for the engine, which makes it breathe way better. Never have to worry about it falling off because it's so tucked up. So that's really good too. But I think that's it for the engine on this thing. All right, moving on to the back, guys. I just got this off eBay. It's just like a cap cover. It just literally 3M taped. Just goes right on your other one. It was super cheap mod, but I like the rivet look. So that was a cool one to get. Carfleet stick, or another Carfleet sticker. You'll see lots of those. Guess my YouTube channel. And then again, the tires are amazing. Same suspension. This is also cut. Huge radius chop to fit these. You don't have to, but they were rusty, so I did that. I just cut it. And then I also made barbecue matte fender liner in here to keep you from looking through it. And then also, I kind of forgot it was lifted, to be honest, because you can't see it, but it has a 3-inch body lift. And that's kind of why I did the gap hider there, so you can't see it. But yeah, 3-inch body lift on 37s. These things are really good. So I'd recommend that if you're looking at off-roading this type of truck. So at the very back, we got a tonneau cover that my buddy Grant gave me. He used to have a sick Ram, and then he got some like weird off-roading thing that I don't like. Just kidding, Grant. He got a Tacoma, but he gave me this before he sold his Ram, so that's pretty cool. Very good. I really like it. It's awesome. For camping, all my stuff fits under it. You don't have to worry about the dust that gets kicked up off the FSRs in summer and stuff going all over your camping gear. So I really like this. It was free, but game changer for me. And then we got these lights here. These are like as cheap as you can get off of Amazon. They're not great, as you'd expect. They let fog in like instantly. They still work. I got like hyper flash on one side, so that's kind of annoying when I drive, but they do still work. Holding up okay. Pod lights in the rear wired to my reverse lights. So when I put it in reverse, I can see behind me, which is a huge thing because when I park at home, I don't have any lights on the driveway, and these lights don't really spit that much, so to have those makes it a lot easier to park at night. My rear bumper, I built it for high clearance. I have the hitch on right now because I've been doing towing, so that's usually not there, so don't worry about that. I know it looks weird because it's supposed to be high clearance, but it's not, but that's usually not on there. So usually you get this much clearance, and it's just a bar welded to the frame here, and it looks really good. It functions really well. Again, long truck, you got that long bed, you're going up an incline, you don't want to bottom out the rear. So I noticed when I had the hitch and I had the bumper, kept hitting the ground. So to push these things, you definitely want the clearance front and rear and in the underbelly. This is like a super cheap mod, again, DIY, electrical taped it. It looks sick, but it's a good one. I got the hitch on for towing. I still tow with this thing. I daily drive it. I do everything with this truck. And yeah, the hitch is good, does its job. More stickers, blacked out Rams, or blacked out logos. I feel like those are always a good little hint. Accents the truck a bit with all the white and black mods that I have going on. Also got the red diff cover. It does nothing, but it looks cool. So this is my bedside exit exhaust. I love this. Definitely one of my favorite mods as well. Just put a plate around it, so it gives it that rugged rivet look to it, which looks pretty cool. It just goes up over my frame and just routes right out the side. It was pretty easy to do, and it's keeps it out of the way for off-roading. My old one would go all the way back and it would just bang off the rocks and break off. So I was like, I've had enough of this, just ran it straight out the side. Hasn't been a problem since. All right guys, we go into the interior here. Nothing crazy, but I got a CB radio that also has a PA speaker, so you can talk to people from outside the truck. That's the main reason, main thing I use it for now. It's because all my buddies have upgraded to like VHF. So I don't really get to use that, but I get to use the speaker, so it's kind of a fun party trick. As far as audio goes, I'm really big into music, so got a Kenwood dash. I went with the single din because I like it to keep it simple. I don't want a crazy thing in the middle. That's just my opinion. But yeah, keeping it simple, just the old school one there. Going into a Kenwood 12-inch sub, and then also a JBL amp, and then we got front two speakers have been upgraded to JBL, I believe. It's been a while. I think the backs are still stock. So it bumps really good. Even stock, this thing was really good with audio, but once you do those mods, it's awesome. I love listening to music in this thing, driving along some country roads. And then up here, we just have this little guy. It's just your inclinometer. Shows you your inclines, sideways, forwards, shows you a little compass. That's a cool little thing. So you can kind of see what angle you're on when you're wheeling. So you don't know, so you know you're not gonna roll over. There's a lot done to it. Everything is done by me, as far as I can remember, I think. And it's cool to see this truck come to life with all these different mods. So my favorite things on this truck, there's obviously a lot done to it, as you guys saw. I'm gonna have to go with my exhaust because it's very cool. I really like it. My bumpers, they both serve the same purpose, just the high clearance. And my tires, I really like the tires. They do so well, and like all the wheeling I've done, I've never had an issue with them. And the 37s just really make this truck look like a beast, whereas 33s I had before, they look so small. I know they're not small, but on this truck they look small. So those are my top 3 mods. Would recommend to any Ram owners who want to start wheeling. Favorite place probably would be, I'm gonna say no man's land, because it's pretty easy to get to, but it's such a good time. Like, you can go there multiple times, just have fun wheeling, have fun testing out the mods you've done. And there's always, like, it's really cool looking. You got all those dead trees that are cut, you got water everywhere, you got tank trap right there, and it's always a good time when you go to no man's land. And I think that's one of my favorite spots, and I'll definitely keep going there for a good time. Future mods, it's at a point where I actually like it. Usually I'm always thinking more and more and more, but I got other projects. So I'm thinking flat deck at some point. I made a bed on my Ranger that was super unique, and I had a really good time making it. It's a lot of fun. I'm thinking something like that on this truck. Just right now, the camping setup is really good out of the bed. G actually gave me a bed tent, so you can just sleep in the bed of your truck, and that works perfectly in the box. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to do the bed, or to do a flat bed, because then I'll lose that setup. But I'm thinking maybe a flat bed. I definitely need to upgrade my CVs. I want to get a Mevotech lower control arms and just do some stuff that makes it even more reliable than it is. For future trips, definitely want to go back to Eagle Mountain. I have to go back to Eagle Mountain. I didn't make it last time. CV blew up, exhaust came out, dented my truck. Tons of stuff happened at the exact same time. So I have to go back and conquer that the hard way. And also want to do Whipsaw. We might have a trip coming at Whipsaw, so that would be awesome. I want to get out there and get the full size out in places that people don't think they can go. So guys, for any of you wondering who I am Brendan, and my channel is Carfleet. All the stuff you've seen on this truck will be on it is on my channel, and you can watch anything. You can watch how I did the exhaust, how I did the bumpers, how I did the tires, everything's on there. There's playlists, there's tons of videos that you guys can check out. It's Carfleet YouTube, on Instagram as well, if you guys want to follow that. The Instagram, I post a lot of stuff to Instagram that you don't see on YouTube. I also have other builds that I post on Instagram. There's lots of stuff, so make sure you guys check out Carfleet if you want to see how this amazing rig was built.